People need people. Versity Blood Centers bring people together through the life-saving gift of blood donation.
Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. By the end of this ad, that's 15 people.
Make sure your community has enough blood by donating at Versity Blood Centers. Versity Blood Centers provides blood to the community hospitals where you live and work.
Your blood donation can help trauma victims, surgery patients, premature babies, people with anemia, cancer patients, and many more.
Blood is a vital, precious resource. Blood donors literally save lives.
The blood donation process only takes about 1 hour, and the blood collection itself only takes about 10 minutes.
Donate blood and be a beacon of hope. Type O negative is the universal blood type and can be given to any patient, regardless of their blood type. This is especially important in emergencies, such as car accidents, when there is not time to give type-specific blood. O negative is also important for premature infants who often require frequent transfusions due to blood loss.
Learn more about Versity's life-saving mission. Find a blood drive or a donor center near you and schedule your next appointment at versity.org. VERSITI.org.
This is the TRT Community Podcast, where we discuss all things testosterone.
Welcome, gentlemen, to another episode of All Things Testosterone. I am host of All Things Testosterone. Ian is host of All Things Testosterone.
Hello,
Kevin is
Brandon.
host of All Things Testosterone. Hello, gentlemen.
Good morning.
What do you want to bet that I play typo negative over under that Versity ad?
That would be amazing.
She's in love with herself. She likes the dark. Yeah. So,
Oh, you guys banned. It just made me have a set because it's not.
well,
your band's not a thing anymore.
it's
right?
not a thing, but it might be a thing.
Might be
like
a thing.
now
Because
that
that's
the-
a song you like. That's in the genre you would a music you would play, right?
we tried.
Okay,
Like
it's hard.
I would play it jokingly, and
Music is
Jared would
hard.
want to vomit. Like he wanted
Oh.
nothing to do with it.
Okay.
And
No,
I would
we-
just giggle.
Now that the pressure's off, I think we do have kind of tentative plans to reunite in
The
my
pressure's
living
off
room.
to make it big.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my living room and jam. In fact, we should probably do that.
Yeah, there soon.
Well, coronavirus. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, toilet paper. What?
Let's kick it off. So, clinics. If you are looking for a clinic and this is your first time listening to this podcast, or you're one of the thousands of people that just don't listen well, testosteronepodcast.com/discounts. You can find information. We've reviewed a handful, however you want to say it. We've reviewed and compared some clinics up there. They're offering discounts to our listeners. Some of them are telemedicine clinics. Well, all of them are telemedicine clinics. Some of them will also treat in person. Some of them accept insurance. Some of them offer all-inclusive packages with labs and medication included. Some of them are as affordable as $80 a month. So testosteronepodcast.com/discounts. And today I want to talk to you, Kevin. You've kind of suspected that your testosterone was low for, however long, and it took an effort.
It took an act of Congress to get
Yes.
me in there.
So this is kind of what has happened to catch some people up. I always tell this part wrong, so I'm gonna let you fill in the how long. When did I first start talking to you about going to the doctor?
It had to have been probably a year ago.
I feel like I
right-
say
right.
a year.
Well, at this point this month,
Okay.
maybe next month.
Okay, so I've been trying to get you to go to the doctor for a year, and you're like,
Correct.
yeah, I'll go to the doctor. Kind of like I've been trying to get you to join
Join
Facebook.
Yes.
So you're like, yeah, I'll go to the doctor.
So I'll
go
be
to
on
the
there
doctor.
next year.
and never executed. So went to the effort to even have blood collection units sent to my doorstep that we then stabbed you on the podcast repeatedly in your finger to try to drain your body of blood.
Our longest episode to date.
Yeah.
We spent 45 minutes stabbing you over and over again, filling up this vial, shipped it over to Europe, and what happened with that?
It was inconclusive.
Inconclusive. Not enough. You don't
I
have
had
enough
enough
blood in your
blood.
body
Enough
to
blood.
test your testosterone levels. So then, after another few months, that was probably like October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a few months later, I finally decided I'm going to call and I'm going to tell my doctor that Kevin's my boyfriend and I need to set up an appointment for
Yeah.
him.
Daddy Brandon
So,
had to
so I
set it up for me.
scheduled your appointment, and I had planned on going, but I ended up being on like PTO that day or whatever. I had to reschedule my lab work. So you ended up going by yourself.
Yes.
What happened?
So I got there and I talked to Rachel and explained my symptoms, no different than you guys' symptoms and stuff, with the anxiety, fatigue, no motivation, etc. And drew my blood. And they took 5 vials and tested for all kinds of stuff that I've never been tested for previously, which I was glad they did, because what came out in the lab results ended up has been going on for years that I
Wow.
didn't know. So,
So what were your testosterone numbers?
so my testosterone numbers,
Surely they were low, right?
Oh, he has his cardio pulled up. Look at this guy.
Yes.
they were not.
What?
So,
We were so sure.
yes.
What?
My total testosterone is 631.9,
Okay.
which she said is about average for a 41-year-old.
Not bad.
Not bad.
And my free testosterone's maybe a little bit low. It's 10.9.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
But my vitamin B and vitamin D are extremely low.
Okay.
Ah.
So with talking with Rachel, your complex being low on that can cause anxiety, fatigue, depression, all the stuff that I've been experiencing. And my vitamin D is 12.
Is what's the reference range? Is it supposed to be in the hundreds?
I believe so. Let me pull that up here real quick. It's between 30 and 100.
Okay.
Mine's
Oh.
12.
Yeah.
In the tank.
Yeah, but after reading about this, vitamin D is a fat soluble, and so that's going to take a lot longer to raise, and the B complex is a water soluble, and that will react faster. I've been taking a complex that Rachel recommended, and I've been feeling so much better. I have had some difficulties, like with stomach issues. I've been taking it with food, but it's made me like bloated and kind of nauseous all day long. But I'm feeling a whole lot better energy wise. I was just telling Brandon I might have had one of the roughest weeks I've had at work. And normally this would just tailspin me into just anxiety and stress. And I didn't have that this week.
Felt pretty level.
I felt pretty level. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got a friend at work that's mentioned several times that your confidence level even seems like totally different.
Which was kind of weird.
So
Is it?
I don't feel like I'm more confident.
a couple of
but
weeks since you saw her? Or
Yes.
a month? Or?
Well,
Okay.
Maybe it's been about 3 weeks, I guess it was.
So
Yeah.
all she did was just have a recommendation for some supplement, like
Yeah, for some
B
supplements.
supplement.
She
Vitamin D, that's
said
cool.
if I really wanted to, I could do the testosterone, but I'm going to go this route first with the vitamin supplements.
Yeah,
Raise that up.
they seem to be working.
Yeah.
Why did you think the confidence comment was weird?
I don't know. I don't feel any more confident than I.
Maybe
Normally do.
it's more like you're saying, like less anxiety, more energy. You're more playful. Maybe it
Yeah,
seems more
possibly.
confident.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, I
so.
can see how it could come across that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've had blood work done in the past, and they've never
Did they-
tested for this. And
Did she test thyroid and things like that?
yes,
Okay.
thyroid, everything was normal except for
good.
these.
With 5 vials, she probably tested everything and then made 7 versions of you in her lab. I mean, that's a lot of blood.
It was, but it went by fast. And that was my whole worry point was,
Yeah.
how many vials are they going to take? I'm going to pass out if they do more than 3.
You know, you're going to have to go. Do you have a follow-up appointment scheduled?
I don't.
They're probably going to want to stick you again pretty soon.
Yeah, I did. Did I tell you that I didn't tell you? I sent a message to her over the portal asking about that it was upsetting my stomach, if there was something, if I could do injections. And somebody from her office called and was stating that there was a liquid form I could take drops under the tongue. Try that first before.
Huh.
Then if we need to go that route, then we'll go that route. So
Yeah. Interesting.
so I'll
Cool.
try that.
Would you say that stomach issues aside, that if it continues this, like trends in this direction, that you're like 100% better?
Yeah, I would, just from what I've noticed.
I guess 100% better would be getting off of whatever other medications you might have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Fair to
would
say.
say, I would probably say I'm 75%
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Good.
But
Heck of an improvement.
obviously you
yeah.
take it, over a month or
Yeah.
more, it's going to start,
Yeah.
those levels will rise and I'll be better. But
Yeah. And that is quick. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks is fast to have that kind of improvement, because you were talking about improvement pretty quickly, within
Yeah.
a week or two, you felt better, which is
I just think
awesome.
it's because I was so low.
Yeah.
12.
Well, the
12.
D's 12. That's going to take longer
Yeah.
to make up. But
I'm definitely curious how that goes, because I've
It's going to
never
take longer to get your D up.
I've never been successful with getting my D up. It's a struggle. I've tried cofactors of magnesium and K, whatever. Like my vitamin D has always been low, and I've never been able to get it up, and I just don't know why. Stop it. So yeah, I definitely want to follow up and see if that improves over 6 months or whatever.
yeah. But I would also like to say,
Yeah.
thank you to Rachel, because there are providers out there that would want to just possibly
Oh yeah.
not, tell me, oh, you know what, let's go ahead and start injecting you, and I'd be
Yep.
spending all this money. Instead, she gave me supplements that are over the counter, that are cheap and seem to be effective. And
Yep.
I really appreciate that she did.
And are things naturally found in your body
Exactly.
that are not drugs.
Yep.
No, I appreciate her too for that. On my end, it's a conservative, slower approach. I've had to learn patience with that, but I think I appreciate it much more than starting where I was last time.
Yeah.
and
That's-
on the testosterone.
That's part of what I look for these days in these doctors, is I want people that are going to be honest, especially with them. They're not like, she can treat you for anything, she doesn't make gobs of money only if you do TRT, so whatever the problem is, she's going to handle. And that's what I want out of these doctors that we quote unquote partner with, or include on our website, compare, that kind of thing. People are going to be honest, and they're going to treat the problem and not just say, yeah, you're a little low, we can shoot you full of this and give it a shot. And that it wouldn't have, you may
Right,
have
it wouldn't
felt
have-
better, but it wouldn't have been the answer.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's, like, I started TRT with a provider that just pushed me into it without, like, they checked my total testosterone and maybe my free, I don't know, but that's it. Like, they didn't check anything else. So I don't know what my starting point was. They just were like, yep, you can do it. And I don't know if I don't know. I mean, there could have
This
been
was just a
1,000.
generic low T.
Yeah.
Place.
There's just, it could have been 1,000 reasons why, I wasn't feeling well, and it just kind of pushed into it. So now there's no way to go back and check, because if I stop, I'm going to be low, so yeah, I really appreciate doctors like Rachel that are holistic, that are going to check everything. She, so I've had a stuffy nose for about the same amount of time, because I had an office visit like the week before you, I think. And she started me on a medication that, first of all, it made, we're checking into like a bunch of autoimmune issues. And she was like, you got to stop drinking sodas. How many sodas do you drink a day? And I was like, I don't know, maybe 24 ounces. And then like 3 minutes later.
So two cans.
Yeah, 2 cans. So then 3 minutes later, I was like, okay, I think I lied about the 24 ounces. It's probably more like, 60 ounces. It's a lot. And she was like, yeah, I already doubled it in my mind. Usually I can double. I'm like, yeah, you could probably triple it. So she's like, I can give you a medication that's going to off-label, that's going to make them taste bad.
Oh, you mentioned this.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's try it, whatever, I don't buy it. And this is not like, it's not for weight loss, but it was more for like, hey, you need to try to clean up your diet for autoimmune disorder reasons and see how you feel. And so I started on Topamax, which is like a migraine, seizure, epileptic medication, and a very low dose. Sure enough, like that was the last day that I drank sodas, and it's been like 5 weeks
Yeah, it's
now,
been a while.
maybe 6. I have not had
Have you had cravings?
no, so
Not at all.
kind of. So
Okay.
okay, when it first started happening, within like that same day, maybe the next day I got the medication. I came home, I tried to drink a Pepsi, and I was like, okay, this is weird. It tastes bad in the front of my mouth, but it tastes good once it gets to like the back of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of pour it into the back of my mouth, and it tasted flat up front and fine once it got to my throat. So I would just kind of pour it into my throat.
Get
And
that burn on your throat.
yeah,
Like we
by
all
the
like.
next
Yeah.
day, it tasted terrible everywhere. And it's not just soda. Any carbonated beverage tastes flat. Like you have taken it and shaken it up in a cement mixer for 3 days and then handed it to me. It has no carbonation. It tastes flat. And it made me really angry at first. And but no, now I don't really have any cravings. Last night I did open, so I've had a pack of Pepsis in my refrigerator for 5 or 6 weeks, which they normally wouldn't last more than 5 days. And
Didn't know you were a Pepsi guy.
well,
It's just
I'm so
as an
much of a
aside.
soda drinker that I cycle. It could be Big Red, it could be
Okay.
Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, whatever. But at the time, it was Pepsi. So I opened one up last night, and I was like, "It's been over a month. I just want to try." So I took one drink of it, and I was like, "Nope, still broke." And I poured it out and moved on. But yeah, it just tastes like something's
So-
wrong with it.
So are you taking one a day of this?
Take
medication?
25 milligrams in the morning and 25 at night.
Is it doing anything for whatever it's supposed to do?
Well, it's only supposed to make me stop drinking Pepsis. So yes,
Oh.
it is. But yeah, so the point is twofold. One, I feel amazing right now. Aside from like anxiety, from the compounded cream, my energy levels are up. I haven't had any caffeine. I don't. Monsters taste terrible too. So like, I haven't had any
Okay.
Monsters. I haven't had any coffee in 5 or 6 weeks. No caffeine aside from maybe 4 times I've taken Excedrin migraine, and that has more caffeine than the entire world in it, but that's been limited. So no caffeine, and I feel amazing. Energy levels are way up.
What about weight loss?
I've
Have you had
lost,
weight loss?
yeah, I've lost like 25 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, like I had to,
It's insane.
right.
a
And when you
lot.
weigh 325 pounds, it's not as apparent as when you weigh,
Yeah, this looks like a new shirt.
well, it's not, but
Oh.
it is. It is. I had to dig through a trash bag of smaller sizes
Okay.
because, like, the ones that I've bought from the Big and Tall store are just
Yeah.
too big. So, like, this is just a regular store shirt. So I'm under 300 pounds for the first
I
time
know
in
that feel.
4 or 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to connect the dots here. You felt better. You haven't had caffeine. You felt energized. You felt, because, do you feel like it's because of this medication I'm trying to, where's the what the correlation?
The correlation is autoimmune disorder. So
Okay.
I don't, because I have psoriasis, which is an autoimmune disorder, and her
Yeah.
theory is that I have another underlying autoimmune disorder. I don't need. I need to.
Undiagnosed. You don't know.
Yeah,
what it is.
we're
Okay.
kind of working towards diagnosing it, but like I need to be on one of those like carnivore diets or something super clean and take out all the processed stuff, the gluten, all of that. Like I need to be eating Whole30. I need to be drinking water.
Right.
And so by removing all of that sugar that I was getting because I was getting more sugar from Pepsi than I was
Oh.
anywhere else.
Then like
I don't
a fruit, like a
Right.
banana or
I don't-
strawberry or something.
I don't have like as much of a problem with food, like an addiction to food and like eating a lot of food.
Mhm.
My problem is soft drinks. So like I really would.
Yeah.
I would drink a Monster in the morning. I would drink a large soda with lunch. Sometimes I would get one out of the vending machine before I would go home. I would drink one when I got home, and then I would drink 2 with dinner, 2 cans, and then I would drink 1 or 2 more before I went to bed. Like that's what all that sugar is what was causing my insides to just be a mess. So yeah,
that is a lot.
It's a
of
lot.
Soft drink.
and
I
that's just like a
find-
standard day.
I find it's a huge struggle for myself too. It's not always soft drinks, but it's It's definitely refined sugar, added sugar, whatever you want to call it, however you want to reference it. Um, there's something about it that tricks your brain, says if you have some, you're gonna need more. You're gonna need more. You're gonna need
Yeah.
more. I'm sure it's like the same as
Yeah.
a drug reaction. Like
Yeah.
it tricks your brain into thinking that I can go genuinely. I can go like 3 months without a soda, but like honestly, like this past week, they have a vending machine at work, and it's free. So you just for sodas, not the snack one, but the sodas are free.
Fancy.
Still, yeah,
So you
moving up in the
just
world.
go up there and get you a Dr. Pepper, and sure enough, I've had like six six sodas or six like instances where I drank a soda this week, and I haven't had soda in probably 3 months, like
Yeah.
since since like October of
So
last
what
year.
you're saying
Or
is
that's
that
more than 3 months.
the
But yeah.
coronavirus is the best thing that's ever happened to you because now you're going to be working from home and you won't have them free Dr. Peppers in your face.
No, we don't. We don't keep them at the house. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're thanking the coronavirus.
No,
No.
but I'm not going to go that far. I'm not
Okay.
going to co-sign on that.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it can drive you to keep you going down that hole. You're like, I'm going to get a soda with this meal. It's not so bad. It's my second one for the week, and then the end of the week comes, and you're like, man, I've had like 2 sodas every day. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 sodas. What a novice.
I'm a cherry Coke guy, by the way, just to
Are you?
get that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really discriminate, I mean,
Dr. Pepper. I mean, yeah, Dr. Pepper, cherry Coke.
so
whatever.
I'm such like it was such a problem for me that I would I could tell you
But then that turns into me getting like, you go to Chick-fil-A, get your little Sammy and your little waffle fries, and like, let's put a cookie in that too.
Yeah,
Get one of those cookies.
Yeah.
Those cookies are good.
Their cookies are very good.
But
if
the
it's
sugar-
if it's coming out of a bottle or a can, I'm a Dr. Pepper guy by nature. But if it's from a fountain, Dr. Pepper
Ooh.
doesn't like Dr. Pepper from a fountain is the most finicky. It can
I'm with you.
the least tweak of the combination of
Yeah, that's where cherry Coke comes in strong for me.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
like
fountain.
it can taste terrible, but like
Yeah.
Pepsi just kind of tastes like Pepsi no matter what.
Right.
So if it's from a fountain, I'm going with something like Pepsi or cherry Coke or whatever. But if it's from a bottle, I'm going Dr. Like I'm super picky
Right.
when it comes to that kind of thing.
I also, if we're doing soda talk here, um, I don't drink like plastic bottles of. It just doesn't taste good. No
Yeah.
soda tastes good to me out of a bottle.
So
I don't-
You're
it has to-
bougie and have to do the glass
Yeah.
bottles.
I don't mind the bottle, but once I open it, I need to finish it because if I
The Cokes from
reseal it-
Mexico are
Um,
fantastic.
I was just about to mention that
Yeah.
a Mexican
never had-
Coke.
never had it.
You have to go to a 7-Eleven. Well,
thanks,
never mind.
Kevin. Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Sorry,
can't.
forgot.
Enabler.
it-
We got
it-
an enabler. Get him out.
It's bizarre. I wish you guys could experience what it tastes like to me because it like I can't. I mean, explaining it like it tastes flat makes sense, but it's like completely flat. Like there's no carbonation in it. It just tastes like the syrupy flatness. And I've tried. There's no getting around it.
Maybe you can train yourself
So
to enjoy it.
one more
Why,
time,
why would I do that?
the Topamax is not doing
It's not
anything.
beer.
Addiction.
This, as we change that tire and getting back on the road here.
Yes.
The Topamax you weren't having migraines or
No.
anything.
This was
And it's
just
not
like-
doing anything for your stuffy nose that you mentioned.
Well, so the reason I mentioned the reason we started it was
Okay.
because she said, "Hey, let's start with not drinking 60 ounces of soda a day." And I said, I can change my food diet, but the soda, like I think I might actually be addicted to soda. Like
It's
whenever
fair, yeah.
whenever I go
I believe it.
into a workout and a diet routine, the food is less of a problem for me than the soda is.
Mhm.
And she said, "Okay, I've got just the thing. Let's try this Topamax. It'll make it taste bad." And I was like, "Yeah, right. Nothing's gonna make soda taste bad to me." 2 days later, I was
Okay.
raging about how bad it tasted. And then on the third day, I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not a soda drinker anymore. It's no big deal."
Okay. No
So-
other side effects though. No
well,
other
yes.
benefit. Oh,
So the reason I brought it up is because I've had a stuffy nose for the exact same amount of time that I've been taking this, and I didn't put it together. Last night I was
Ah.
Googling, and that is a direct side effect of Topamax.
oh, that's
So I've had to blow my nose like a child every day since I started taking this medication, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought I was sick. And yeah, it turns out I think it's the medication. So I don't know, I'm sure it's something that I'm just supposed to take for a month or two and then kind of stop, and maybe my taste for sodas is gone, but I doubt it. But I don't know. So I'm gonna have to stop because you know,
It drives you crazy.
yeah, I can't.
It would me too.
I had to buy Afrin for the first time, and like I'm living off of a bottle of Afrin. It's the only way I can breathe is by like I'm talking
One
about
addiction to another.
right,
Yeah, there you go.
like super stuffed up.
Neti pot.
Like there are times
is the
where it's
recommended.
it's only one side, but like it's like completely blocked at times, and I'm like I can't live like this.
Have you ever done a neti pot?
Yeah. Oh, I've
Oh,
done it
it's
several times.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like self-water torture for like a minute, but it works really well. It feels like you dove in, or like you got thrown into the deep end of the pool and you didn't get a chance to hold your nose.
Yeah.
That's
Burns a
pretty much
little.
how it goes.
That
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Well, initially, but once it starts flowing through for a little bit,
But like, how do you make sure you don't drown yourself?
you kind of close your throat
hmm
and
You hear
we
that
got
bird?
an owl in here.
Yeah,
Coming
something.
the owl coming through the.
I've thought about doing a neti pot, but
It comes in that little like the plastic. It's called like
yeah,
I forget that brand is, and we're not. It's a plastic bottle, and you shake the little saline solution and distilled water
yeah.
only.
Honestly, now that I know that it's a side effect of the medication, I'm glad that I didn't do it because it's just going to come back every time I take the medication. I'm not sick, so it's
Right.
like it's going to be a thing. So
You just have to keep justifying that to the people these days. Like,
right,
guys, it's Dopamax. I swear, yeah,
and
I
that's
hate that.
part of it. Going to
Allergies,
work,
yeah.
especially this week, I'm like, I'm just got a sniffle. I'm not sick, but yeah, I had pneumonia September, October, November, part of December, and then I
Yes.
started this in February, and it's like I feel fantastic, but like I haven't been well since September.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's miserable.
but I feel awesome. Energy levels are through the roof. Like without caffeine, it's like amazing.
Because you haven't had, yeah,
Yeah, it's probably all
the
flushed
sugar.
out of
You
your
flush
system.
the sugar
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
So, the last little tidbit for this episode is I want to touch on CBD oil a little bit. We were approached by a CBD oil company, and this has kind of been ongoing over the last 2 months, probably.
2 or 3.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
sent us samples and we tried it. Kevin, you've been a CBD researcher and a CBD user in the past. I didn't really get anything out of this. Have you in the past? Did you like this stuff? Like,
In the past, no, I've never had it give me any type of benefit or give me negative benefits. It just was nothing. I've tried a lot because my mother is a real big proponent of it, and she says it's a cure-all. And so I tried different brands, and it never did anything for me. The samples that we did have, I think one was for energy level, and I think I might have had just a little bit of a increase of energy. And then I don't remember the instance, but there was a different sample I had, and it like knocked me out.
yeah,
Like I just went right to sleep, like I took NyQuil.
I think the
It was-
sleep one might have been okay, but yeah, I just didn't.
I
Didn't. What about
I
you?
would agree with that. I had sampled the sleep one for a few nights in a row, and it felt a mellowing effect, and puts you at ease, but and made sleep a little easier. I don't know that I would continue it. I don't know. It didn't
Yeah.
improve things by that much. I think I
Yeah.
got some other stuff going on, but I don't know. It's not something I would continue.
Sure.
The energy one, I didn't get anything from at all. I was not.
That allows me to market.
Oh, okay.
So-
Cool. Production value during the show. Cool.
Yeah, I
Didn't do
don't-
anything for me.
Yeah, I don't. I was really skeptical about it to begin with. You'd hear it's like snake oil and whatever, and I only wanted to bring like genuinely beneficial products to our listeners and whatever. So whenever we tried it, I wasn't super impressed. And there was a mix up with the company anyway. Like they thought that they were getting unlimited access to like the Facebook group, and they wanted to become members and then like produce content themselves and basically kind of take over the Facebook group. And I was like, first of all, you're in a market that I am skeptical of to begin with. And you came in and gave us free samples that did not just like overwhelmingly change my opinion on CBD oil in general. Like in no way am I just going to allow you.
It's a very ancillary
Yeah.
thing to testosterone and the whole world
Right.
of hormone replacement. Like, how is that even?
Well, and he thought, we could be the official CBD providers of the TRT community, and I'm like, it was too subtle to just allow I would never allow someone to just come in and be like the official whatever, and here's free reign of the Facebook group and spam everyone you want anyway. But yeah, so there was just kind of a miscommunication there. So then they were like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna do any kind of sponsorship, and so we just kind of both went our separate ways, and I didn't push for it because I didn't think that it was. Honestly, what I was pushing for was I was going to have an open conversation kind of like this where, Kevin was kind of, saying, yeah, I kind of like this one. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I noticed anything. And then that was going to be the kind of the depth of it. So it probably benefits everybody that we just kind of walked away, because I don't think they would have, it wasn't like a glowing review,
Yeah, I mean, in regards to CBD, I would just tell listeners to just go educate yourself on it. It's like the Wild West. There are a lot of snake oil. Just do your research if you wanted to get into that.
These guys seemed like they had all the data, right?
Right, they did, and that's one thing you're supposed to ask for from a company is their labs to see the purity levels of their extractions. Theirs did seem, we did get the labs and it did look legit.
And maybe I just don't have any of the ailments that CBD
Right.
would be, so
That's
I
right.
don't want to just bash it in general, but
Right.
I don't have issues going to sleep. I could go to sleep right now
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be an issue. I don't necessarily have energy level issues because I'm on TRT, so I don't know what else there would, I don't
Right.
have pain, and I don't know what I would be looking for
Yeah.
in
Right.
it.
It's
Yeah.
inflammatory, anti-inflammatory properties.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, it helps people. A lot of people supposedly have arthritis and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to discount anybody that says that it's helped them a million times. Like you said, it just hasn't really done anything for me, and I
Yeah.
might not have any of the problems that works for.
I will say though that the leftover sample that I've had now for a couple of months has turned almost like a shade of pink.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I would not take it.
Yeah. Right. That's weird.
I don't know what that
There's a
means.
shelf
but
life
let's-
there,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
All right. Y'all got anything else?
Nah.
Wash your hands, folks.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds. 20 seconds is a long time, right?
It is. You got to say your ABCDs.
ABCDs?
I-
Is that what
I don't know.
Does anyone call them that?
I don't think.
You have to say your ABCDs.
I think I was saying CBDs.
Thank you for listening to the TRT Community Podcast. You can find us online at facebook.com/groups/TRT Community.